Breakups with avoidance are not normal breakups at all. It feels like having your heart ripped from your chest in a blindsiding, traumatic way that has you questioning your self-worth and questioning your own sanity. Just the day before, they were telling you how much they loved you and how much you meant to them. You were being introduced to their family, their friends, and then suddenly they are cold, they are distant, maybe even telling you very vague excuses like, I can't give you what you need. I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. I need time and space to work on myself. I'm just not made for relationships. Or even worse, they're blaming you. I don't like the way you sip your coffee. I don't know if I can deal with that. We just want different things. You're too needy. You're too clingy, etc., etc. And it really hurts because it comes out of nowhere. And you thought that you had met your forever person. Your brain is going through severe dopamine and oxytocin withdrawal, like an addict that suddenly come clean. You have been addicted to the highs that this person is bringing you, the highs that come from intermittent reinforcement, the roller coaster ride that you're on with this person that you may not even be aware that you're on. Your subconscious brain picks up on inconsistencies from this person. And those inconsistencies early on can be so small that you don't consciously detect them, but it's enough to give you huge dopamine spikes, oxytocin spikes. Dopamine, oxytocin being the reward and bonding hormone that help you feel like you're on cloud nine. But your brain has been getting used to this massive amount of dopamine reward. And suddenly it's ripped away and your brain is going through withdrawals and your subconscious mind is viewing this person as the only way to get back to that happy, feel good place. And your instincts are to blame yourself, to think that if you just did something better, if you just loved them harder, if you weren't so needy, if you didn't have these needs, that they wouldn't have left, that they would have chosen you and you'd still be in the relationship. And you're beating yourself up for not being good enough for them. But reality is, it's not because you did anything wrong. It's actually because you did something right. You see, avoidance, especially dismissive avoidance, are triggered by normal, healthy relationship behaviors. The more loving and consistent that you are, the more they get triggered. They can even get triggered from secure attachers, not just anxious attachers. Because things like emotional intimacy, the closeness that naturally builds in a relationship, normal disagreements and conflict, healthy expectations, the realness of a relationship as it advances in commitment, those are all triggering to them. Healthy relationship behaviors trigger them. And that's because this person was on the receiving end of consistent, profound childhood emotional neglect. The kicker is they often don't even know that they were neglected. They think they had a normal childhood. But they grew up in households where you don't talk about feelings and their emotional needs were not met at all. And they learned that emotions weren't welcome. Their own feelings got shot down. So they learned to stuff it. Their emotions weren't safe to express. Put on a happy face. But they also personalized that neglect growing up to feel defective and unlovable, like there's something wrong with them. So to protect themselves, they put up these subconscious walls around their heart because their fear is if I let my wall down and I let my partner in, my partner is going to figure out that I'm defective and they're going to reject and abandon me. That's right. They aren't even aware of it, but they have a profound fear of rejection and abandonment. And they associate emotional intimacy with that rejection and abandonment because intimacy means they get exposed for being defective. Conflict, same thing. Conflict and conflict resolution means getting exposed for being defective. It means getting shot down. It means being vulnerable, and that's scary. Expectations, well, they typically had a parent or caretaker that had very demanding expectations of them, and the only way they got approval was by meeting those expectations, but strong disapproval when they didn't. So it instills the mindset that any expectations, even the bare minimum, like maybe just not ghost me for days, those expectations are insurmountable and it's inevitable that they'll disappoint their partner. And if they disappoint their partner, they'll get exposed as being defective and they'll get rejected and abandoned. So they push away partners that are loving and consistent because subconsciously they feel that the loving, consistent partner is too good for them, better than they deserve. And it's inevitable that this person is going to figure out that they're better than they deserve. But avoidance, avoiding, that means avoiding self-reflection, avoiding confronting their inner shame. And they will often do the mental gymnastics to make it not their fault. Meaning they'll blame it on you. They'll blame it on the other person or some external thing, because if it's your fault, if you were just too needy, if you were too clingy, or if you just sipped your coffee the wrong way, or if you didn't like hiking and they love to hike, that way they can find something to pin it on you. And if they pin it on you, it's not their fault, which means they get to escape accountability. They get to escape confronting their inner shame, and they get to escape feeling that shame and defectiveness. So you're dealing with a person that gets triggered by loving relationship behaviors. You're not getting rejected by a person for not being good enough. Subconsciously, they feel that you're too good for them. So yes, it's blindsiding and it's traumatic, but stop blaming yourself because you didn't cause this. A normal, emotionally healthy person doesn't abruptly discard someone. A normal, healthy, emotionally safe person doesn't say, I love you one day and then goodbye the next, if you even get the goodbye, because they often ghost. A healthy person doesn't ghost a loving partner. A healthy person doesn't show no empathy. A loving person, a healthy person, does not show you a complete lack of closure and no explanation with only vagueness. The way they handled it is not healthy, it's not emotionally mature, and it lacks empathy, and that isn't your fault. You never would have done it to them, so don't settle for that being done to you and accepting that you can be treated this way and it's okay. It's not okay. You can't control them, but you can tell yourself, I deserve better than this. I deserve better than breadcrumbs. I deserve better than no empathy. I deserve better than a lack of closure. I deserve better than being ghosted and discarded, because you do deserve better. You never would have done it to them, and you don't deserve it being done to you. Your self-worth is not based on the approval of an unhealthy person. Your self-worth is not based on the approval of a person that's emotionally unavailable. You don't have to earn love from a person like the avoidant. You should be given love freely the way you give it. And that early connection and that chemistry can be so hard to let go of, but understand that connection and chemistry that was wild with the avoidant was likely anxiety in disguise. Because your subconscious brain, when you first start to date this person, will pick up on little tiny cues and clues, body language, tone of voice, communication style, eye contact, and your subconscious will recognize that this person is emotionally unsafe, and it will give you anxiety. But the feeling of anxiety, sweaty palms, jittery, rapid heartbeat, your conscious mind will confuse it for healthy chemistry. It's not the same thing, but you'll think you're excited. You'll think it's chemistry and a spark, but it's really anxiety. That euphoric feeling that you felt with them early on is a red flag. Healthy chemistry should feel safe, steady, and it grows over time. It should feel warm and welcoming, not jittery, not butterflies. Butterflies are a red flag. But it can be hard to let go of because you thought you had something magical. But recognize it was real for you, but never for them, because this is a person that doesn't have the capacity to do a healthy, loving relationship. So don't beat yourself up. And well-intentioned family and friends, they may tell you to just get over it, but they've never been through it. So take a deep breath, work on your healing, recognize your self-worth, acknowledge it, lift yourself up. Don't blame yourself for this. Pour your energy into yourself, into your healing. Recognize the red flags of emotional unavailability and learn to hold boundaries. Because if you do all that, you'll never go through it again. Invest in yourself. Because once one discard from an avoidant is more than enough for a lifetime. So set yourself up for success. Be kind to yourself. Be forgiving. Be compassionate to yourself. And make sure that you never have to go through it again. Because if you take the right steps, you won't have to go through it again.